All right, good afternoon. We're got a few things to go through this today before we get to the coaching video. This, first of all, milestone. We've got a first men's Divi 1 gamer in the goals, Marj Rashid. So good old Marj. Good luck to him. Hope he enjoys his day. So well done there. I better mute everyone here. Just with me. This training, this Wednesday night's training, usually our biggest one for the year. We've got because of Umpires Appreciation Round, which I'll talk about in just a minute. We've organised some AFL umpires to come out and attend training. So the field umpire representative is Craig Fleer, which is awesome because Craig's done the two AFL Grand Finals, including last year's, and he's great value. We've also got goal umpire Braden Ford, who did his first AFL game recently. We're hoping to have Matt Konecka, but I'm still working on that. So, fingers crossed we get one from each discipline. Umpire Association is going to have a free barbecue after training as well. So, it'll be a big night. So Umpire Appreciation Round this weekend. Some of you might have seen the logo. Frankie, you're on there, and a couple other faces. We have it once a year for those that haven't been involved in the Adelaide Footy League before. It's just a round of footy so that the footy community can appreciate the efforts of umpires and I guess help them remember the role that we play. And the main thing we do for that round is before every game. So we're talking about every men's and women's game, whether it's A grade, B grade, C grade. We do the handshake procedure. Where both teams line up, they shake our hands and they shake the opposition's hands. I'll send a diagram with the email with the coaching notes just to remind everyone how to do it. But I think those that have been around a few years will know pretty well how to do it. Just got to remember that we make sure that we actually do it for every game. Okay, something that I'm not sure why I haven't done before, because a constant frustration is umpires who have a red card putting the wrong details or not putting enough details or just doing something wrong with the admin in Officials HQ. So from here on in, before you enter anything into Officials HQ, we need to have a chat. So can you please, if you have a red card, give me a call. We'll just talk through the incident like I would normally do anyway. And it doesn't matter if it's not immediate. And obviously we want the votes done after the game with the other umpire. We want the other details put in the system. But for a red card, it's just important we get it right. So if it means that you're doing the red card, take the team sheets home. If you need to wait to chat to me, let's just get the admin done a bit better than it has been of late. All right, so we've noticed a bit of an issue at a couple of grounds over the years, certainly this year, but it's an issue that should be front of mind for all grounds. So if you've got people hanging around the goal area, just clear them out. So like last week I was at Foss Camden and there was a couple of kids in the next to the goal umpires, so I just stopped playing, asked them to move. But what's probably of concern that brings this topic to the fore is the players in a following game using behind the goals to warm up. So we notice at Hope Valley it happens a bit. Glandore Oval, where Westminster play, it's another oval. And I know that some of these areas or ovals have limited areas for them to warm up, but too bad they can't choose behind the goals during a game to warm up in. So if you see that, clear them out, use a match day official if you have to, stop the game. If it's in progress and it's around over, just tell them to move. We really want umpires to be mindful of that issue. Okay, so the annual Power Cup, which is popular for umpires to get involved in. Port Adelaide Footy Club have contacted me. They're after some more umpires this year. It's on next week, Thursday, May the 15th and Friday, May the 16th. Each day goes for about 5 hours. If you're keen to get involved, I'll ask you to email me. I'll put that in the coaching notes. One of the days is 10 till 3 and others is 9 till 2 roughly. but the payment of $200 a day will be made to each umpire. We're only after field umpires this year. So if you are keen, let me know and which day you would prefer. Obviously, if we get plenty of interested umpires, we'll try and give everyone a go. And so normally I would have 18 umpires interested. So it means you wouldn't get anyone doubling up. But, if you're interested in both days, then let me know. And I guess if we are short, we can call on you. The other thing I'm going to put in the coaching notes, the Umpire Association, you've got that AGM coming up. We've been able to book the club rooms at Adelaide Uni Oval. Adelaide Uni are really good to deal with. They've been really helpful. So it's on Wednesday, the 28th of May from 7 p.m. So after training, the formal invitation will be attached to the coaching notes that go out. All right, so that's all I have. Open it up now for any questions anyone's got from the weekend that they might want to ask before we get onto the coaching video.
Yeah, I do.
Sure.
It may just be me because I'm new, but given you spoke last week about ensuring that both umpires are there at least 30 minutes before. That happened on the weekend, but the other umpire was actually umpiring the game before, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
Is there a way that we could know that I don't have to panic and make a phone call that's not really relevant?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, excuse me. So we ask everyone to be there 45 minutes before, but if they're not there 30 minutes before, yeah. There is the list of appointments on the website that you can download. We post them on a Thursday afternoon. Some umpires love to go in and study that and see where everyone is. I wouldn't recommend you necessarily do that, but if you're that way inclined, you can. But you can use that there to, I guess, check if the umpire you're on with is on the game before, because, we obviously have a lot doubling up. So it's a good question. Yeah. Obviously, you worked it out in the end. Yeah. Very good. Anyone else? Well, normally we have something from an AFL game or something from your Adelaide footy game. No? All right. We'll get on to the coaching video if there's nothing else for anyone to bring up. Hopefully you guys have had a chance to have a look at it. It did go on this morning. We won't have a coaching video every week, but I'll always have it on sometime Monday morning. I'll put whether there is a coaching video or not. And so good to get in the habit if you get a chance just to log on and have a look at it. All right. Well, Sean, while you're there, have you had a chance to have a look at the coaching video today?
No, not today. You could have asked me last week and I would have said yes.
Nah, yeah, it's because I emailed everyone out. Mate, I know you're a busy man. I don't blame you for not getting a chance. John Thorne, are you able to unmute?
Yes, mate.
Have you had a chance to have a look?
I've had a brief look.
Cool. See what you think of the first double.
Something to watch there for them, Jad. And the Demons, meanwhile, they have an absolute run on, and there's been a free kick paid here for an encroachment on the centre square. So going back the way of the Demons.
All right, what'd you make of that?
It looks like an umpire counted past 4.
Yep.
In which case, correct free kick.
Okay. So technically you're right. And there I can't say it's a wrong decision. It's not a decision I would prefer people to make though. So what at the end of the day, the rule says if the boundary umpires are in place and there's more than 4 in the square for one team, then a free kick's paid. Actually, I'm not sure whether that is in the rulebook these days because the rulebook's all designed around 666, but that's what the rule has always been, and we've always said that that's an infringement, so you pay a free kick. However, what I would prefer you guys to do in that particular case, Adam's technically right. but I've told him it's an unwarranted free kick because at the end of the day, it was an A-grade game. Time is being held. The guy is probably 2 seconds away from getting outside the square. I think it's just a bit too technical for us to pay free kicks, an unnecessary free kick. And what I'd prefer us to do is to be counting the players as the ball's coming back to the middle. And if you notice there's 5 in the square or someone's not getting back out of the square quick enough, just tell them, hey, mate, can you get out of the square? And normally if you communicate to them, they run, they get out. So it's not a free kick in our competition I like to see paid. I'd much prefer us to use communication to get out of there. Now, I guess there are cases in B grade, C grade, women's games where there's no time on. If someone is sort of deliberately just taking their time and they're not getting out of the square at the end of a close game and you think that they're trying to basically waste time, you could pay for a kick in that situation. But again, if our communication is good enough and we warn them properly, then there really shouldn't be a need for a free kick. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, and in fact, I had one like this in the C's on Saturday where it was the opposite of that. They only had 3 in and a bloke went tearing in just as the other umpire was about to ball it up. He was ready to step, and I looked at it and I thought, no, I'm not paying that. The game doesn't need it.
Yeah, no, good common sense decision, because technically at high levels, before 6-6 came in, if the field umpires were set, the boundary umpires were set, field umpires were set, and you're coming in to throw the ball up, and then there's only 3 in the square for one side, and one team's player runs in to make it 4. A free kick used to be paid in that scenario, but again, technical, not necessary. Communication, common sense, all dictates that we don't need to penalise in that scenario. All right, thanks, John. Nick Samet.
Hey, I haven't watched it yet, Cole. But
What's that? You haven't watched it?
no, I haven't had a chance.
Do you want to just have a crack at it?
Yep.
All right. All right, what did you see there?
Yeah, it was a bit blotchy, Cole. I actually couldn't.
Yeah, no worries.
Properly.
No worries, mate. Someone want to unmute themselves and volunteer to come on and have a go at that one? There's a couple of things to this. It's quite an interesting example.
No, I have a crack, Cole.
Good on you, Frankie.
All right, so
let's. I'll just go back and play it again.
Yeah.
All right, what do you make of it, mate?
Okay. So initial tackle, player tries to shrug, so no issue there. I don't think that's high. Happy to call play on there. Gets a handball out as he's legally tackled, so that's all well above board. Ball looks to go out, so I'd be leaning on the last possession there for the handball out. There looks to be a little hand in the back as the player crosses the line. So just if you think that's likely to put him in the fence, be a dangerous situation there, I'd definitely be looking at that as a free kick. At worst, I'd be coming in and talking to that player and communicating that that's unwarranted.
All right. So take no shit, pay a free kick. He didn't need a push. So it's in those scenarios where you're spot on in your assessment, it would have been a last possession free kick.
Yeah.
But the player comes in and just gives him a little nudge, but at the end of the day, that pushes him into the fence. He didn't need to do it. I want you to have a look at this. It made me laugh looking at this. Have a look at the boundary umpire here. So there's a club boundary umpire. Get what you get. He's done the push in the back signal. Much preferred a free kick there for pushing him into the fence to need to do it. All right, thanks, mate. And Marek, you look like you were calling in from work, are you?
No, making dinner.
Ah, okay. Have you had a chance to have a look at this?
I did actually have a quick squeeze.
All right, good. Give us your thoughts on this one. Oh, it's you.
Phillips gets
Yeah.
the tap this time.
I thought I asked.
Down to Casey. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle. The skipper Leonard comes in and shoves him out the way. He's given away a free kick there. So Scott Galbraith.
All right. What did you either do, right or wrong?
Actually, when I watched it, I actually thought the initial tackle might have been holding the ball. I reckon he had his arms free when he went to ground, if I wanted to be real rough on him, watching it back. But, yeah, if not, the bloke was clearly just pushed over completely unnecessarily. And I can't remember why I didn't pay a 25 for him not throwing the ball back to him on the full, but there was probably a reason for it, and he might have contributed to it. Some players do walk away, but yeah.
So trying to justify what you did on the day, what would you do now looking at that?
I'd pay a 25 for not throwing it back on the full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you actually look at the video again,
Phillips gets the tap this time.
they're cutting
Down to Casey. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle.
about that. But just before that player comes in and
The skipper Leonard. He's wrapped up in a
Kilburn player gets a cheap little one in, you're not on an angle to see it.
strong.
Which if you're on the right angle to see, you'd pay. So there's an initial little pack. Wouldn't say punch, but just a unnecessary arm going in there, and that's what causes retaliation. So even if you had seen the initial act, you would reverse it because coming in and pushing him to the ground like he did was totally unnecessary. So good free kick on the day to pay for being pushed to the ground, and yes, 20.
Tackle. The skipper Leonard comes in and shoves him out the way. He's given away a free kick there.
And
So
Fairly
Scott
doesn't,
Galbraith will get the kick in the middle.
Good free kick initially, missed 25. Kilburn and Westminster grand final from last year, and they play each other this week, so that will be an interesting game. All right, we've got the rest of the video on tackling, so there's a few key points out of this. So, as we often say, protect the play going for the ball. Play free kicks.
Certainly, sensational operation being run today on the
street
street team.
Back. Mouncy gets back after the throw up to get into good
Just a
position
bit
to see it. So
overzealous there on Dowwood.
Run backwards and get distance to
Dowwood will pump
play.
this strong.
And Yang got a hand pass.
This one here.
Give us some space for
He's
Jackson.
after the ball spills free, and then he's
He's
clearly,
taken off the ball.
as the ball has spilt loose, he's clearly thrown to the ground. So another good ball play for a kick. This one here, there is an arm over the shoulder. Not necessarily a lot in it, quite a vigorous tackle, but there's enough of a high tackle there for it to be
Get a little bit heated here.
quite a heated game there. And Stephen Bryan
Free kick going the way of Shelley.
So if you're in any doubt, you're on the side of the ball player.
Plays on immediately, gets on the left foot, goes in the direction of Lauby, couldn't take the mark.
No one there. Was it high? Was it not? Happy with the decision for a high tackle.
So he's earned himself a free
Ball
kick.
player deserves
Can't take the mark with
benefit
Brugioni. Comes back to Brugioni, dishes off.
I realise he's probably in a better position there in the actual video.
Too high.
A bit of ordinary reception here with this video, unfortunately. But
Potentially a little
so
overzealous.
ball player free kick there.
No one behind.
And this one here,
Can we get the centreman to stand behind the ruck?
player lands in
Where
his
it's gonna
back.
go into open space. Gee, had to sit in the hole.
Video or didn't he? Err on the side of the ball player and protect the player going for the ball. So yes, for those that haven't watched the coaching video previously, I encourage you to have a look at the link and have a look at these examples a little closer. So let's get on to some holding the ball examples. And one of the big questions, obviously, with holding the ball is there a pro opportunity? And if there is a pro opportunity, then the player must handle or kick when legally tackled. And if they don't, then it's holding the ball.
More quickly.
In this case here, it's not a lot of pro opportunity, but there is an opportunity.
Nearly
And at the end of the day, it was then tackled and didn't properly handle.
Pressure by St. Peter's, just holding on for now.
So
Bit of a shove out there.
this one here, more of a pro opportunity. The player slipped. Don't be sorry for them if they slip, if they injure themselves. At the end of the day, we're going through the process of holding the ball. And has he had a pro opportunity? Definitely in that case. He slips, tackled, doesn't handle or kick. So good holding the ball example.
broken open by Hall. So back to the.
Now this one's here is not holding the ball. Used to be taking it out of the ruck. You still got to have a prior opportunity. It's like there was a time there where the AFL changed the rules where they didn't want players to take it out of the ruck, and it was considered a prior opportunity. They changed that back when Steve Hocking came along. So in that case, that is not holding the ball because he takes it out of the ruck and is immediately tackled. Ball's held in. So one of the other big questions with holding the ball is there a genuine attempt? So if you've had no prior opportunity, you've still got to make an attempt to get the ball out. So if you make a genuine attempt with no prior opportunity and it spills out, it's play on, or if it's held in, it's ball up. But if you're just waiting for the ball up, or if you just drop the ball, then it's holding the ball. In this case here, he just drops the ball. Tackle. Not a lot of prior opportunity, but he doesn't make an attempt to handball when he's tackled, so just drops it. So it's good holding the ball.
Finds Moore's just going to put it out in front. Couldn't take the mark, Mullity. He plays a good strong tackle on Drum. He's pinged him holding the ball.
Attempt to the handball. This one here, the initial tackle, he does make a genuine attempt to kill him as a prior opportunity as well. And then the second part of the example, he's tackled, but he's bouncing the ball. So if he's bouncing the ball and tackled, then it's hold the ball. So second part of that was out of the defense. Now we'll get on to some dangerous tackles. Can
I just ask you a question about that one, Cole?
Sure, mate.
In that second one, when he's in the process of bouncing, and he doesn't retrieve it, even though there's not a tackle that actually sticks, do you still want holding the ball, illegal disposal? What is it? Because the tackle didn't stick.
Well, it didn't stick, but there was a tackle there.
Okay.
There was a tackle. Yes, I know it didn't stick for a long time, but at one stage you could say he was being tackled.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would prefer you lean on the side of Payne holding the ball in that scenario. Obviously, if he bumps him, it's not holding the ball. Or if he just slaps him, it's not holding the ball. I mean, you could argue perhaps he just slaps him there and doesn't tackle him at all, but I reckon he got enough of a tackle on that for it to be considered holding the ball. But these are the challenges of the rule, and that's why umpires see it differently. But yeah, I reckon that one's gone. Okay, so we're getting on some dangerous tackles. The first three examples are one from last year where there's not a lot in it, but there's enough of concern. So whenever a player is taken to ground and there's anything that's of concern, I want you to err on the side of Payne a free kick. So we've come out last week with a reminder email. I'm talking about it on the coaching session a couple of weeks ago. It's a big issue, like it really is. The whole concussion debate, and we've moved from an area where we got criticised for taking strong action a few years back to now getting criticised if we don't do something about it. So these examples are just free kicks only. I wouldn't expect anything more, but pins down.
Tackled. Jumping tackle.
I reckon that's a really good free kick for a dangerous tackle without being a lot in it. It's similar here. There's some head contact with the player taking the ground. Not enough for a card, but enough to you might need to watch the replay of that one. This one here, Johnny Vass does a magnificent signal. But yeah, there's just a sling around where it's not overly dangerous, but it's enough for it to be of concern. And you're better to pay that free kick. So here we get onto some cards that have, so these three examples were yellow cards we used last year. Two of them, we want red cards. So the first one, we're happy with the yellow. Come on. They're just unnecessarily taking grounding. You actually hear on the video, Liam blows his whistle for a ball up and then blows his whistle for the dangerous tackle. And I don't mind that. I think it's good. Now, if you happen to be calling for a ball up and you blow your whistle again to change your mind, there's no problem with that at all. Much rather you get a dangerous tackle. So here's one from a grand final last year. I think it was you, Frankie. This is one we would want a red on the spot. So this is where we've gone from potentially just giving a yellow and maybe upgrading after the game to just giving a red at the time. You see quite a significant sling here. and I'd be surprised if the player wasn't hurt.
Oh, that was very funny.
Good tackle, swing.
See that really
Swing
quite
tackle.
significant thing. And
Saw that.
what you do see these days is the players reacting immediately.
Gotta give him a yellow
Like,
card.
they know what a dangerous tackle is.
Nick
these
Rubens
days.
is slamming.
I'll just
Saw
show it
that.
again.
So I couldn't resist that.
Oh, that was very funny.
Good tackle, swing.
It's a really sloppy tackle.
Swing
And I'm
tackle.
sure that player didn't
Saw
mean to
that.
hurt him, but it was a very dangerous action and one that we want to suspend. So, you know, if you're not sure on the day, you just give a yellow and then you ring me after the game, we would instantly upgrade that. But hopefully we're getting the message that if you see something like that, that we pull a red straight away. This one here might surprise you that we want a red as well, but this is
He's going to give him a
where we
yellow
get
card.
to with dangerous
Nick
tackles.
Rubens is
This is the
slammed into the
women's
ground.
grand final from last year.
Whittaker comes at her. Whittaker's almost got her.
So
And
she
just
grabs
threw
her
a little bit too
Guernsey
much
and slings her to
after
the ground.
fact. So, great
And
chase down work by Whittaker.
I'm not sure whether the head was involved or not. She takes a while to get up, but it's that
Maybe a yellow
that
card against Whittaker. So
choice to grab hold of the
maybe a yellow
Guernsey
card
and then
Whittaker.
sling them to ground
A
unnecessarily.
little bit too much
Look,
after
that
the fact. At her.
wouldn't be
Whittaker's
seen as
almost
the
got
worst
her.
dangerous tackle that we get
And just threw her a
to
little bit
spend
too
players
much
for.
after the
But
fact.
what's a
So,
yellow, what's a red?
Great
We can
chase
say that
down
would be
work
red.
by Whittaker.
All right, so it's a hot topic. I really
Maybe
need
a
you
yellow
guys to
card
get involved with it.
against Whittaker.
If you pay some of those pretty quickly in the game, the players will get the message. We work hard to be 20-25 minutes from general play to judge if the tackle is legal. So it helps if you got that. This thing. All right, any questions from any of that? Any questions all around? No. Okay. Short, sharp, shiny. It's not. All right. As I said, our umpires appreciation round training night is normally biggest for the year. Hopefully the weather's okay. I think it's going to be reasonable. I'll have the AdFL umpires there, Barbie afterwards. So hopefully get to see all this Wednesday night. And yeah, appointments come out tomorrow. And then we've got that showdown on the weekend, which should be good. So yeah, big week of footy coming up. Thanks, guys.